At the end of the last episode, we just finished sanding the boat, and now it was wheeled into the garage once again, but this time upside down. Using a Stanley knife, I cut open the centerboard slot once again, which had been sealed with fiberglass. Then I attached a rope to the centerboard and fitted this inside the centerboard slot, which was quite a neat fit. But in order to do this, I needed to cut a short piece of stainless steel bolt to act as a pivot. I cut it slightly shorter so that there's a gap at each end to seal it with epoxy resin. After marking the waterline onto the boat, and this was a bit of a struggle in a confined space, more about this later, I put some masking tape on along the waterline and got the boat ready for painting. Then I wiped off any excess dust with some paint thinners on a rag. Then it was time to start painting with primer. I used a primer with some rubber in it for the underwater section, and for the above water section I just used a regular marine primer. Following this, I put on some coats of gloss. I decided to go for white on the underside and red on the sides, and here I am just removing that waterline masking tape. Then I applied some more tape to create a stripe parallel to the waterline. While the boat was upside down, this is a good time to paint the roof of the cabin, so I crawled inside, sanded it down and painted it to match the walls. Then the day had come to turn the boat the right way up again. Once again, friends came to help me with this tricky task, and we carefully rolled the boat over. Once the boat was the right way up, it became clear that it would be quite tricky to get the boat up onto the central groove on the trailer, particularly to get the step of the keel up onto this. And so we decided to take the wheels off the trailer to make this easier. And this was actually quite a good method in the end. I've edited out the huge amount of video before this where we were just scratching our heads and trying to work out how to do it. But once we got the wheels off, things went pretty quickly and the boat slid onto the trailer. And here's the boat on its trailer at last. Here you can see I've made some temporary side props, which are quite small really. I've just put these in place to hold the boat until I fit some bigger, more permanent ones. First of all, I sanded off all the rough lumps and bumps on the top sides and the tops of the rails. And here you can see I'm rounding off the corners of the rails using the palm sander. It's particularly good for this task. Then I made a couple of stands to support the cover to prevent rainwater pooling inside of the boat. Here I'm using a folded piece of cloth to cover the edges of the stand to prevent the cover from catching on it. And here you can see I put one in the anchor well and one in the cockpit.